Hi, my name is Lita. I'm 16 years old, and for the last month and a half, my sister Ellen has been sending me strange messages over text. The messages weren't too strange at first, just some dark jokes here and there. I didn't think too much about it at the time, but then they started becoming more and more common in Ellen's texts. She eventually started sending news articles about people just having horrific things done to them. I started becoming concerned since this was really out of character for her, and I told her so, but she just responded with, "You need to see this to understand." I was kind of weirded out by this response, but whatever, I guess. This week, however, the messages started to get really out of hand as Ellen started sending videos. I'm not going to go into detail about what the videos and photos showed, as just thinking about it makes me sick. I asked Ellen why the hell she is sending me these photos and videos of what is basically gore and why she was looking at that stuff in the first place. You know what her response was? "I don't know. Why are you upset by this? What the actual hell?" After that message, she continued to send me more and more of these videos, but of course she didn't stop. The only responses from her would, "No. You need to see this so you'll understand." I honestly started thinking she hated me or had some weird-ass addiction to gore, because there was really no other reason to be doing this. Not knowing what else to do, I went to my mom and told her about this. She was reasonably freaked out and tried to get a hold of my sister, but she couldn't tee. So she called her husband and explained the situation to him, to which his response was, "That is weird. I'll try and talk to her about it." At this point, my mom asked me to block her as she didn't want me seeing those videos anymore. But I couldn't block my sister. I loved her after all, and it was clear she wasn't doing all right. I convinced my mom to take me to her house so we could check on her. When we got to her house, we knocked on the door, but there was no response. We waited a few minutes before knocking again. Still no response. Eventually, my mom knocked on the door while saying, "Ellen, it is me, and Lita, are you home?" We waited a few more minutes and were about to go when the door opened and Ellen was there to greet us. "Hi, guys," Ellen said meekly while looking down, clearly avoiding eye contact with us. "Sorry to leave you two hanging like that." "Don't worry about it," Mom said while embracing her as tightly as possible. Ellen led us inside and we all sat down in the living room. I expected her house to be at least a little messy, but it was clean. It was so clean that the place hardly looked like it had been lived in. At the very least, I expected Ellen to look a little rough, but she looked fine and well put together as always. "I think you know why we're here, darling," Mom said while fidgeting with her hands. "No, I don't." Ellen responded, looking genuinely confused. "The videos and photos you've been sending me, Ellen," I blurted out. "What videos?" Ellen looked even more confused. "The videos of those awful things happening to people." Ellen laughed when I said that. "What?" Her voice darkened when she said that Mom chimed in, stopping Ellen from derailing the conversation. "Ellen, we were all very worried about you and we love you, but something here, right? You shouldn't have been looking, let alone sending those videos to your sister. I have no idea what you were talking about." Ellen looked even more puzzled than before. I pulled out my phone and went to our text conversation and showed her what she sent me. "You honestly don't know what I am talking about," I said, harsher than I meant to. Ellen's face went pale as she scrolled through the messages. No, I swear to God I didn't send these to you. My God, I wouldn't even look at this stuff myself." Ellen paused for a moment before continuing. "Lita, I don't know who sent you this, but I swear it wasn't me." "What do you mean? Was phone number hacked or something?" Mom asked with hopeful relief in her eyes. "I guess my number was hacked, and I somehow didn't know. My God, I'm sorry that you had to see all that, Lita. If I'd only known sooner." "Ellen, okay. It not your fault," I said as a wave of relief came over me. Mom, Ellen, and I hugged it out, and Ellen changed her phone number. We stayed for a little longer to make sure Ellen was all right. But while on the drive home, I couldn't help but think about the many inconsistencies in my sister's story of being hacked. Why didn't she hear about what was happening from her husband after my mom called him? Wouldn't she have gotten my messages of me asking her why she was sending me all these horrific things? And why did she not answer my mom's calls? I pushed these thoughts away as we drove home. It was all figure.